Todd and Erin morning stream at GetBarDaily.com. Thanks for joining us. Welcome everybody on Facebook.
Oh, good morning, Michelle. How are you, sweetie? It's nice to see you too. Okay, we are starting with the Morning Mountain Cam. It is brought to you by the Black Diamond Experts. That is electric, plumbing, heating, and air. I think we are.
All right.
There we go.
There you go.
Look. Okay, we've got some epic headlines today. Number one,
cool.
Poisoning your husband with eye drops.
What?
I know, right?
Something from outer space is going to kill you.
Scientific experiments with Oreo cookies and milk. And these are learned higher education scientific experiments.
And bugs in your house are going to kill you.
Well, that's
But
inspiring.
we can solve it. We'll be doing that.
Oh, that's something. Okay,
Yeah.
This is so troubling.
What is troubling?
Davis County woman, she's been charged with poisoning her husband using eye drops.
Oh, that's horrible.
Chandra Reed was charged earlier this month in 2nd District Court with surreptitious administration of a substance.
What do they call that again?
Surreptitious administration.
Surreptitious.
Administration.
Give me the
of
definition of
surreptitious is sneaky, underhanded.
Why don't they just say?
Because this is court and you have to say things like in a classy way.
Okay. You have
Please.
words?
All right, yeah, exactly. According to the charging documents, Dallin Tubbs, her husband, had been ill for several months. He'd had blurred vision, violent nausea,
Right. Why?
really unstable.
Yeah.
And so on August 1st, he lost 40 pounds. I mean, it's scary. So he stayed home from work one day when everyone else was gone and decided, I'm going to search through this house and see. He was trying to narrow it down. See, something here is getting me. And it was pretty interesting. He located numerous empty eye drop solution bottles with the tops pulled off in a black cloth bag with a zipper.
Right.
He researched the effects of the eye drop solution and found it to be consistent with his symptoms. So investigators later found 11 empty boxes, 10 empty bottles of eye drops, and 6 unopened bottles of the solution. Now, here's the scary part.
What was the poison?
They don't specify here, so it's probably something that they're going to
gross.
be using in court.
Surreptitiously.
When he confronted his wife about it, this was her response. It wasn't just for you, it was for someone else too. So, in any case, she's been arrested, which seems like a really good idea at this point. And they don't offer any reasons why she would want to poison her husband and kill him with eye drops.
I have a question.
Yes.
What's this all about?
I've been using eye drops for years. Have I ever once attempted
What
to make you
is
use
this?
eye drops?
You being
Surreptitious.
surreptitious with me?
I am not being surreptitious with
Okay,
you.
I don't want to see
Although-
this ever again.
Although I will tell you, there is an old wives' tale that if you use Visine and you put a couple of drops in somebody's coffee, that it's
gives
supposed
them
to make
diarrhea?
you, you're supposed to like throw up like crazy. Doesn't work.
Who have you tried it on? Oh my God!
Doesn't work. That's
Who did
all
you
I'm
try?
saying.
You
Hey,
did
thanks,
this.
Millennials Are Killing. What's that?
You tried this.
I didn't say that.
Millennials. Now, I don't like the fact everybody's picking on millennials. They always pick on everything. In the 60s, all the hippies, everyone picked on them. And now they're picking on the millennials. But I will tell you now, a couple dozen reasons why millennials are killing off industries in our country.
This is scary. Go on.
This is scary. I'm going to give you some examples. Are you ready? Applebee's.
Millennials are killing Applebee's.
Buffalo Wild Wings, Ruby Tuesday, any place that has like a casual sit-down kind of eating dinner chain.
And the waiters wear flair. There's flair.
The millennials aren't going there.
Really?
No, they're choosing for like a quicker on-the-go kind of like we're millennials, like we're on the move.
Yeah, we have no time for this nonsense of sitting down.
So TGIFs. So they've actually seen this pretty sizable drop.
Isn't that interesting?
And
Yeah,
they're
and they know how to
dining.
track it by demographic, by age.
Restaurants.
What?
Restaurants.
Restaurants. Explain that one.
Hooters.
Oh,
Twin Peaks. So
there's something called Twin Peaks.
yes, they have dropped their the money 7% over the last 4 years.
That's hysterical. I've never heard it called restaurants before. That's epic.
Here's another one. Cereal. They're killing cereal. Guess why?
Why? I don't understand that. Cereal is a sacred food.
Because they have to clean it up after they're done eating it. They have
don't-
to wash a bowl.
They have to wash a bowl and that's
bowl
it.
and a spoon.
Okay.
And they'd rather have something on the go that you kind of like grab it in like a burrito or, energy bar.
Really, the actual effort of washing a bowl has become unbearable for a millennial.
Golf.
I can see that one because golf is like, it takes a really long time.
Yeah, and
There's a time investment. You had to give up golf when we had kids because you're like, I don't have 8 hours anymore.
I didn't like golf. I like hanging out with my friends,
You
and I
like
like
driving
driving
the
the
golf
cart. The cart's a lot of fun, especially if it's wet and you can slide, which was great. But I totally sucked at it. I actually hit one of the marshals in his. The guy, he's a cop, basically, rides around the golf course. Actually hit his cart,
Wow.
and he was way off to the side. And he said, "I didn't see that coming."
And Todd's like, neither did I.
I just like hanging out with my friends, but it's like 6 hours, and I don't have 6 hours.
It's a level of investment I think it's harder for people to do now. So go on, what else?
So golf, they hate motorcycles.
Really?
Motorcycles.
Why?
Just because they're not into it. The Harley Davidson stuff, they've all seen 1.6 overall decrease in 2016. Home ownership has hit a record low among millennials.
No way. Why?
I don't know. Yogurt.
I guess it takes time to write a mortgage check. Yogurt?
Yogurt. Dropped another $2 million. $200 million.
I don't understand. $200 million.
200, yeah, it declined 1.5%.
That's an incredibly impactful. Why? Does it explain why yogurt?
No. Bars of soap.
Everyone needs probiotics.
Bars of soap.
They want the liquid.
They want the liquid.
They can't take that extra second to lather.
No.
Okay.
Diamonds. Old and traditional. They're not into it. They want to do like aquamarine stones or rubies or sapphires. Fabric softener. Maybe that's why they're grumpy, because they have itchy clothes. Perhaps.
I don't think I've ever used fabric
Banks.
softener.
No one goes to banks. They go to a bank maybe once a month.
Dudes, really? You're Bitcoining
Right?
it?
And some people just do it online, their entire account.
Landlords do not Bitcoin. I'm sorry.
Department stores, Sears, Macy's, they're getting torched. Designer handbags, gyms. They prefer to do like bike riding and things outside and more salon style, like goats and yoga and snails and yoga and squid and yoga. They do
well,
that.
we all love the squids and yoga. I don't know how you can top that.
Football. They have seen a decline in football.
Is that another one of the like just time spent kind of things, or is it more like the traumatic head injury? Or
just not into the whole organized sports thing.
okay.
And then finally,
And most egregious?
beer.
Millennials? Isn't beer like the liquid staple of the 20-somethings?
Millennials, they would enjoy a wine, a spritzer.
A spritzer.
Or something hard licorice.
Really? Even the yuppie, like craft beer action? They don't... Okay.
You'll never meet a drunk biker millennial who owns a house, who likes to stop at the bank. You never will.
It's not happening. Okay, then.
I thought that's crazy.
That's a really interesting list.
It's a
but the
huge
thing is-
shift.
Yeah, but you can tell through analytics who's coming to your place of business or who's consuming your product.
Right.
And so it's pretty clear to isolate age differences in the demographic. And of course, that's if they're tracking millennials, they know.
Well, we drove by Southtown Mall the other day, and they're doing a big rehab on it. And the thing I just read is that 24% of the malls are going to be closing in the next 6 years
Wow.
because they're going to go to a place like the Commons.
Is it back to the online thing, or is it back to just they don't want to walk through brick and mortar anymore, or
I
what?
don't know, but that's what I read. Could be true. You never know.
Okay.
Powerball.
Oh no, Juanita goes, no, not the cereal.
This.
I'm with you, Juanita.
just-
Save the Captain Crunch, please.
They need to make
Tears
it.
up my mouth something awful, but it's so good.
They need to make it in a tube like that. Jackpot. Daisy talked about this. 700 million.
Wow, I can't believe they still haven't drawn somebody.
700 million drawings tonight.
Wasn't this the second biggest? Oh, I think so.
And then
Don't you?
Saturday, yeah.
We actually almost excuse this as quality time with the children, which is probably really troubling if you think about it. But
We keep the music up really loud. So anyway,
yeah, we talk to them about their day at school. It's almost like we're
now
parents.
we have talked about this and what our secret plan would be.
Oh yeah, I think everyone's got it set by now. We've all been thinking about it too much now to let that one go.
Mark Cuban, owner of a famous sports team,
Okay.
millionaire,
Yes.
made fun of Trump,
Yes.
used to be his buddy.
Yes.
he has some advice if you win this. And I thought this was like totally against what I was thinking. Because if you take on $700 million, if you take the payoff, it's like $445 million.
Oh, no. Now what will they do with that?
First of all, he says hire a tax attorney.
That's a given.
We agreed with that. Don't take the lump sum. You don't want to blow it all in one spot. If you weren't happy yesterday, you won't be happy tomorrow.
That's probably true.
It's money. It's not happiness.
I don't know if I agree with that.
I think it'd cheer me up a tad.
We've had this discussion. It's like you cannot buy happiness, but according to David Lee Roth from Van Halen, you can buy a big old yacht and you can park right next to happiness.
Right next to happiness.
And that's almost as good.
Right. If you're happy yesterday, you're going to be happier tomorrow. It's money. Let's take it easy. Don't worry about the bills. How nice would that be? And then, this is the interesting part. Okay. First of all, if people ask you for money, they're not your friends.
Interesting.
If they're your friends and family, you already know what their needs are.
They're happy for you,
but you know what their needs are because you're that close to them. You know that they have a crappy car. You know that their mortgage is an issue with them. You know that there's medical bills. You already know this. If anyone asks you for money, they're not your friend.
Isn't that interesting?
And here's another thing. No one needs $1 million for anything. Like, I need an investment. Yeah, I'm trying to do this thing and whatever.
I'm trying to invent something.
He said no one needs $100,000. No one needs $100,000 to do something. It's like a startup business or whatever.
That's interesting because he's basically gone through this whole thing. It is
right.
true.
They're not your friend. If they ask you for money,
that's a big one.
They're not your friend.
Interesting.
So are we going to go up or are we going to wait till Saturday and keep our fingers crossed?
Well, I'm kind of tempted. Don't you want to?
I already have enough fireworks.
Do we have enough cheap booze?
Legal fireworks. Let's remember that. And you think legal. And you're thinking to yourself, Todd, when are you going to use those? And I'm going to tell you, Chinese New Year's. It's like January.
Totally legal.
Totally legal. It's in the books.
It's true.
January 17th. You want to freak your neighbors out. Chinese New Year, no warning whatsoever.
Oh, this is awesome. Wendy says, so Erin, you and Todd taking the kids up to to Wyoming with you. Isn't that like Uncle Buck taking the kids to the racetrack?
Yeah.
Do you remember the old John Candy movie where he's like the scary uncle that has to babysit during the emergency and the kids are doing all this? Yeah.
And why did we go to Evanston?
To be honest, you probably. Oh, and Jill says, money doesn't buy happiness, but it sure helps. I would not complain. That's probably a very good point.
And we go to Evanston?
Hey, Todd.
Yeah?
Wouldn't it be cheaper just to buy a multiple draw lottery ticket so you wouldn't have to drive up there 15
Multiple
times?
draw ticket?
Yeah, one pick, 5 draws. That's 5 draws.
5 draws.
Same numbers.
Same numbers.
Oh.
Well, we're not that bright.
I hate it when Brandon uses logic.
Right.
It's really disappointing.
And plus you miss the Echo Reservoir. And that is so scenic.
It doesn't do that, by the way. We've tried every time.
And you go to Evanston because then when you win, because we're going to, you don't have to stand up there with a big check. You can be anonymous.
Which is pretty much what all of us want to do. Run like hell, buy an island, go away.
Because you can't cash that big check.
All right, while we're talking about money, this is really interesting. Who is the highest paid actor in Hollywood this year?
Could I guess?
Yes.
One of those superhero dudes. Like
that's a kind of a given. Yeah.
Iron Man.
Robert Downey Jr.
Jr.
You would think that's actually not a bad one.
Female.
Last year it was Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. $65 million.
So it's like this year he's made the most. Okay, last year.
So it's this year, yeah.
Okay, all right. So this year, Avenger. I'm trying to remember all the movies that came out. Oh, the what's he?
I was thinking Vin Diesel maybe because the whole Fast and Furious franchise.
Right.
That never
Martians.
stops.
That guy who got left on Mars.
Matt Damon?
Yeah.
He actually makes a ton of money because he's also a producer as well as an actor.
Matt Damon.
Okay.
It's a movie reference.
Team America World Police. It's really sad because
Matt Damon.
they make all the puppets. Well, I guess they fired his puppet and it came out kind of wonky, so they just made him like Matt Damon.
He's a scientist.
It was sad.
All right, so what do you have?
Okay, it's Mark Wahlberg.
No, it's not.
Mark Wahlberg.
No, it's not.
Now, it's weird, too. He for Transformers, The Last Night, which, of course, flopped at the box office, and the forthcoming Daddy's Home Part 2. But, yeah, he made $68 million over the last scoring month. Now,
do you mean what?
Yeah, $68 million. Now, the top 5, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. That's not surprising.
Moana.
Then Vin Diesel. This is weird. Adam Sandler,
Oh, you know why?
$50 million.
Yeah, you know why?
Why?
Because he signed the deal with Netflix.
Oh.
And Netflix, they're like, we don't care if your movies suck, but we're going to give you a place to show them.
Isn't that weird?
And then he's got a following. And, you know, if you're going by, you're just like, well, does this one suck as bad as the other one where he played the girl and the guy? And so you watch it. But he doesn't have to worry because Netflix signed this millions and millions of dollars, $50 million.
Yeah.
Just to have him make Netflix special movies.
Okay.
And that's
That's
what put
amazing.
him back on top.
And number 5, and this is interesting because he's consistently number 5, Jackie Chan. Jackie Chan is still making movies and he's still making a buttload of money. He totally makes bank in China. Totally. Over in Asia, Japan, Pacific Rim. Yeah, totally.
I did not know
So
that.
interesting. I thought that was interesting.
All right,
Mark
where are we
Wahlberg,
going?
I would not have picked him. I would have thought.
No.
Yeah. I would have thought maybe Robert Downey Jr. or something like that.
That's what I was going with.
Or like Brad Pitt did not do well this year, so that one's not surprising. But yeah,
Right.
like Matt Damon. But no, not at all.
Interesting.
Okay, we need to go to Daisy in the Gephardt Daily Newsroom. She is brought to you, of course, by Fink & McGregor. Mortgage is made simple. All you have to do is go to fink-mcgregor.com, sign up for their 4-minute mortgage challenge. You know your options, and someone will call you within the next business day. Also, by Executive Transportation. They have an exquisite fleet of Cadillac Escalades, and they will take you anywhere you like simply by booking your ride at executiveutah.com. And by All Utah Plumbing, Heating, and Air. 24-hour service by going to allutahplumbing.com. Daisy, my dear, what is going on today?
Hello everyone, here's what's making headlines Wednesday, August 23rd on GephardtDaily.com. Sad news out of Idaho, where a Centerville, Utah couple died in a boating accident Monday afternoon at Ryrie Reservoir north of Idaho Falls. 65-year-old Elaine Jenkins and her husband, 68-year-old Neil Jenkins, died when they and the driver were tossed from the boat as it made a tight turn. All three were then struck by the craft while they were in the water. Elaine Jenkins was pronounced dead at the scene. Husband Neil Jenkins was transported to East Idaho Regional Medical Center but died at the hospital. The driver of the boat, 63-year-old Mike Kingston of Idaho Falls, was seriously injured. The incident remains under investigation. Police have released the name of the teenage victim killed in a deadly drive-by shooting in Magnus Saturday night. 17-year-old Will Ryan was killed and another 17-year-old was wounded when people in a passing car opened fire on the teens in front of a home at AD 73 West, 3380 South. Ryan was struck in the head and died at the scene. The teen inside the car was shot in the lower extremities but has since been released from the hospital. Police say the shooting appears to be gang-related. And the 78-year-old Speed Week driver critically injured when he rolled his car while traveling at nearly 180 miles an hour is out of intensive care. Jerry K. Wortman, a retired pilot from Big Sky, Montana, was critically injured in the accident, which happened August 15th on the Bonneville Salt Flats. Friends say Wortman broke a dozen bones, including several vertebrae. He also suffered bleeding in the brain. Wortman's speed at the time of the crash was 178 miles per hour. Time now for a look at the Wasatch Front forecast, where we'll continue to see temps in the low 90s. There's a chance of thunderstorms Wednesday, although we dry out just a bit before we head to the weekend. Lows will be in the upper 60s to low 70s. That's it for now. For more local headlines 24/7, go to GephardtDaily.com. And for now, Todd and Erin, back to you.
All right, so I want to talk to you about Utah Plumbing, Heating, and Air. Now, what they're going to do is they're going to come out and fix your stuff. No matter what it is, you know, you don't want, like I have a tire guy. I even have a guy for firewood. We have a guy who does odds and ends for us. We've got a mechanic. We have a mechanic guy. You need a plumber guy. And the time to discover who your plumber guy is going to be is not when you have poo in your basement. I'm just going to say it. It's a scientific word. I used it. All Utah Plumbing, Heating, and Air can show up, take care of the problem, and you won't have to worry about it. So if you want to do this, write it down, go to the website, know who they are. That way, when you need some help, it's allutahplumbing.com. All right, why are you going to make fun of this woman?
No, what the hell is wrong with Taylor Swift? No, I'm not making fun of her. Taylor Swift is the highest paid pop star. in the world. In the world.
She should date Mark Wahlberg.
In the world. I know she's dated everybody else. He's the only one she hasn't written an angry song about, so that is a good point.
This is true.
$68 million. She's very, very interesting to me. I like her in a lot of ways, and she has wildly rabid fans. But she's had a really hard year.
I like her.
I mean, a lot of people have been attacking her. It's been pretty nasty.
For
I'm
what?
not happy how you treated Tom Hiddleston, my internet boyfriend, but we're going to move that past, water under the bridge. But people have been really nasty with her. A couple of days ago, she deleted all of her social media history, which is like
Why?
unbelievably catastrophic to anybody else in the universe. This woman's got like 85 million followers on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. She dumped everything.
Why?
Nobody knows why.
Is she starting over again with a new account?
It's same accounts, but she said the next thing she's posted has just been a snake tail moving back and forth.
I don't understand. What
She's
you mean.
posted a snake tail moving back and forth over and over and over again. That's all she's posted. So Twitter, of course, is going nuts. People are saying things like, very happy to see Taylor Swift leaning into being a Slytherin. And all of her fans like, oh, girl, you're reclaiming the snake narrative, and I'm terrified, but we're all about conquering haters, and so I trust you. But it's very interesting. There is a couple of things that lead to a hint that she's putting out a new album. They do have something that's coming out released from her.
The first hint is that she's a singer?
Timeless. Well, actually, Timeless, it says coming soon. Lyrics for the song have yet to be released. So it's going to be interesting to see if this is all based on that. Maybe she is mocking everybody who's been calling her a snake. Maybe she's calling
wait.
everybody else who's been meaning to her being a snake.
Do people call her a snake?
Oh, yeah.
Why?
There was that whole creepy Kim Kardashian, Kanye West thing where she didn't want him to call her a bitch in his song.
Well,
and then
you shouldn't.
Kim Kardashian claimed that she had recorded it because they record everything because they're famous, and that Taylor Swift had actually said it was okay, and it went on and on. And it was like, really? This is like the biggest controversy of the year. Yeah. So in any case, she has not had a good year publicity-wise. People have been pretty mean. And then, of course, she just barely won the sexual assault suit, which is nice. I'm very glad for that.
Right.
So hopefully, maybe this is just her way of kind of at everybody. But we got to move on past the snake tail because that's creeping me out. It's making me anxious.
We could
Taylor, do something. Something else.
We could do something like that.
I don't want to see anything with us undulating with snakes. I don't.
We could just do this. We could not do the show and just go, hi, like this, just hi, forever, hi.
I'm not sure that really pays off.
No?
That's kind of creepy.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Coming up next, we are scientists. I almost wish
Oh, we're
we
going
had
to be
our glasses.
scientists again.
Yeah.
And we
There's
have
a scientific experiment that you are going to conduct.
All right, that's next.
Coming up next. Todd and Erin's Morning Stream, brought to you by Black Diamond Experts. Todd and Erin's Morning Stream, brought to you by Black Diamond Experts. Electric, plumbing, heating, and air conditioning. You'll be glad you called an expert. Fink and McGregor, mortgages made simple. Make sure you go to fink-mcgregor.com and try out their 4-minute mortgage program. It's incredibly easy to find out whether you qualify. The Todd and Erin Morning Stream is actually available anytime at gephardtdaily.com. Just click on the Todd and Erin page.
Just have a seat. You're all good.
All right.
Christopher's. Hey, we're saying thank you for all the people who have been watching and listening, watching us on the Todd and Erin Morning Stream. We thought, what better way to do a little giveaway to Christopher's Steakhouse. We've got executive transportation. They're going to get you there and back. So if you want to get some wine or something, you're all set to go. And it's just a great thing. All you have to do is go and comment. Go and comment. We're going to know that if you're watching right now, you can go and comment. We'll have the timeline on it. And you can say something nice. If you say something bad, you're not eating steak. And we just choose one at random. So if you want to do that, that's from us. And it's thank you. And it's a great restaurant. You're going to love it. And speaking of food, coming up next, Daisy is here. And what we've been doing with Daisy is we've been feeding her American food.
Yes, you have.
And we have a new challenge.
Okay.
Have you had Oreos before?
Yes, I've had Oreos.
Have you had red velvet Oreos?
No.
That's coming up next. Hi everybody, Todd here. Whole chickens, drumsticks, or thighs, 77 cents at Smith's. It's a good deal. I like doing the cooking, I like doing the shopping in the house, but of course this time of year, there's always a problem. Your friends, maybe you, have a vegetable garden and you have all these vegetables, maybe some fruits that you have on the counter, and guess what happens? Fruit flies. Now let's talk about this because, a lot of times your kids, they might want a pet, okay? Stay with me on this. A tortoise, not a good pet, lives for about 150 years. A big macaw parrot, not a good choice. 60 to 70 years. And you work your way down, and you get down to like the hamster level, the gerbil level, and then basically you end up at around the parakeet level. And parakeets, great training pet for your kids. Make sure they take care of them. Blah, 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 blah. Next thing you know, they go to a farm in the country where they live happily ever after. But I've got a better pet, and before we start killing it, I should tell you about it. It's a fruit fly, hence the vegetables and fruit. And they only last 24 hours, so it's a great training pet for your kids. Now, a couple of years ago, I walked into my mother-in-law's house. It's like I was being swarmed by bats. She had thousands and thousands of them. And I was like, Mary Helen, what are you doing? You can't live like this. And she says, well, I just kind of live with, it's time to kill some fruit flies. First of all, what you need is, I choose this glass because it's for a red wine. And what I'm going to use instead of wine is some vinegar. Some red wine vinegar, hence the glass, see? Now, I'm doing this, and you're thinking, Todd, how can this work? It works like a charm, and it's so easy. All I have to do is set up around the kitchen, around the areas that you have them. Now, this is a really important step, okay? Watch this. One drop. Two. 2 drops. And you set it over here. Then you stir it up. At this point, you want to tell everybody in your house not to drink the red wine that's sitting on the windowsill. Because that, my friends, would be gross. Extremely gross. So what we have is red wine vinegar and 2 drops of dish liquid. And we will set this where the fruit flies are. I know what you're thinking. You're saying, Todd, how much death are we talking about? And I will tell you, a severe amount, a brutal amount of fruit fly death will happen. Oh, you want proof, do you? Okay, watch this. This is like a magic trick. Nothing up the sleeves, no fruit flies under the fingernails. And I have this one out. For 2 days. 2 days. Are you ready? That's how many fruit flies I killed. They don't stand a chance. They don't live 24 hours. They don't have a life. I'm so sorry, but they don't. So next time you want to get rid of fruit flies, you know what to do. All right? All right. Right?
Amazing.
Is that scary or what? And they only live 1 day, but you kill them anyway, which is great.
Yeah.
All right.
It's worth it.
Daisy is here.
Yes.
Because we got some more American food. And what we've got is we've picked up the Oreos. And if you notice, Oreos has been coming out with a lot of different flavors, right?
Yeah.
And some like totally weird. And this one is not so weird. It's the red velvet. And it is artificially flavored.
Okay.
You've had red velvet cake.
Well, yeah, but the thing I'm always confused about red velvet is red and velvet. That's a color and it's a material, right? So what do they taste like? I mean, raspberries, strawberries.
Right. Because you never know.
Things. What is it supposed to taste like?
All I know, and this might be too much information.
Yeah.
Is when you eat a lot of
I know what you're going to say. Oh.
When you eat a lot of beets, like a lot, and the next day you think you're dying?
Yeah. Is that what they're referring to when they say red velvet? Oh my gosh, that's rude. We're never going to be able to think of red velvet the same way again.
Would you like some red velvet?
Nope, good.
No, we're good.
Thank you very
thanks.
much.
No,
But
no.
it's my wedding cake.
No,
Nope.
So the same thing with beads, same thing, because they use red dye number 12 or whatever, 10
Right,
or whatever.
right.
And there's a lot of it. Now we have a scientific fact.
Yes, we do.
And this has been done by a who? Like a university or something crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Whoops. And it talks about the dipping time,
Mm-hmm.
the perfect dipping time for a cookie. Why don't you grab one of these? And I'll
Yeah.
never be able to think about this in the same way,
No.
by the way.
No.
All right, so it says 4 seconds.
4 seconds,
Okay,
yeah.
so we're going to dunk, and then not only are we going to dunk the perfect amount of time,
Mm-hmm.
but you're also going to experience the...
I've just got this fixed grin on my face.
Yeah.
I'm going to experience the whole,
All right,
the
you
whole
ready?
thing. Yeah.
Here we go.
4
Ready?
seconds seems like a long time.
We'll see.
Okay,
Ready? 1,
yeah.
2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay.
Okay.
Does it taste like red velvet to you?
Yeah, I mean, I like it, but doesn't that just taste like a normal Oreo to you?
It's less chocolatey and more
Mm-hmm.
velvety.
More red velvety.
Mm-hmm.
I quite like it, actually.
I'm not a sweets guy, so I like the milk and a cookie, but I'm not. Like I have people I know that would plow through this
Oh, no.
and just sit there and just eat them all. And we had a friend and would do that. He would go and buy when a new flavor came out. He'd stock up on it, and then he'd eat them all on the same day.
Oh, my gosh.
So he had like 5 packs of this.
He would be in trouble if he had red velvet. Oh, the next day would be hell.
Oh, he'd think he had colon cancer.
Oh my god, what's happening? Oh my gosh. And then he remembers he just ate like a whole tray full of red velvet Oreos. No, that's not bad though. I mean, I would eat like one of those, but I definitely wouldn't
Yeah.
go through the whole tray, would you?
No.
No.
Imagine running into the doctor's office
Yeah.
and saying, "Oh, doctor, I'm dying. It's like this." And the first thing he'd say is,
Yeah.
"Did you eat beets
Yeah,
or?"
red velvet Oreos.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, I did. Oh, it'd be so embarrassing. You'd have to
good.
kind of slink out,
Yeah,
wouldn't
it's
you?
$250. Thanks for showing
What
up.
other flavors are there for Oreos?
There's lemony stuff. There's because I
Yeah.
don't really follow it that much, but like I think they came out Christmas with an eggnog, and
Oh, that would probably be good.
St. Patrick's Day I think they came out with mint,
Okay.
which makes sense.
And it's like limited edition.
Yeah,
that you
exactly.
Can only get
Which is
them for a little
actually
while or whatever.
fairly brilliant, isn't it? Because if you're addicted, you're addicted.
Oh
to
yeah,
it.
and you desperately want to try the flavors.
There's another story, and I want to share this with you. It is about a woman who has had 13 plastic surgeries to look like this woman,
Oh God.
and she's a pretty girl.
She is.
Ivanka,
yes.
right?
Yes,
Trump.
she is definitely.
And she's a good-looking girl, and I don't know why someone would necessarily want to have 13 operations to look like her.
Right.
I mean, if you had to have surgeries, and let's say you were forced to, and to look like someone, where would you? What direction would you go?
I think I'd go in the Charlize Theron direction
Good choice.
because you watch her in films and you're
'Cause
like, you're perfect.
I would too.
Would you? Yeah.
Right?
She's perfect.
She
I mean,
is
she
perfect.
is.
She is perfect.
And then if I was just gonna go, go wild,
Right.
I might have like Salma Hayek or someone
Nice,
completely, just because it'd be fun to look like someone
Right.
completely different,
And get taller. Yeah.
and bustier and Spanish sheer.
That's what I was gonna do. Then I'd never have to leave the house.
Who would you have? Would you have Mark Wahlberg so you could earn loads of money?
I got his money. I'd do his impersonation, and I'd go into restaurants and go, I don't know if you know who I am. Actually, I think I would just become a younger me.
Well, that wouldn't be super hard,
Yeah,
would it?
just you grab skin behind and pull really hard and tie a knot on it. It looks like a honey bun in the back. But I'd be all like, yeah. I'd always look surprised.
Oh, gosh.
Right? The bad ones.
Yeah.
How are you? I'm doing fine. How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing great.
13
But so she had 13 surgeries.
surgeries.
Oh my gosh.
But you know, it does, it can be bad. I mean, if you're going to make yourself look like a human, there's other people who've gone a whole nother track. And you know Catwoman, don't you? Right.
Oh my gosh.
Now, she has had, I think it's over 20 or 30 or
Oh
something
my
crazy
gosh, yeah.
to look like a cat. A cat with very big cleavage, I might add. So I don't know if cats have, well,
Not
6. They have
most of
6,
it.
but
Yeah.
Catwoman.
Oh, and I just feel so sorry for her because it's just gone so far. And then how do you get it back again?
You
Like,
don't get it
I don't think I
back.
want to look like a cat again.
You
It's
don't-
just all messed up.
If you had friends, this is like the bad singers on American Idol. It's like they don't have friends because they're like this.
Just stop.
Daisy, you can't sing. I'm so sorry, but you can't sing. And then you would say, you'd be upset, and then you go, thank you for
Thank you
warning
for-
me.
Yeah.
And at some point, you would go up to your friend who keeps doing the plastic surgery and give him one of those, you know, a little how do you do, so that they would stop doing it. But they don't, and that's how you end up being a cat. That is just sad.
But the thing is that while I say, like, oh, I feel so bad for her, she might think that she looks just, like, amazing.
She
'Cause you know
does.
you have those people that have all the plastic surgery to look like Barbie or look
Right.
like a Ken doll, and they probably think they look amazing.
I saw a guy, and he was a personal trainer, and he had calf implants. Because he was unhappy with his legs.
His legs are a bit spindly.
And then evidently it gave him some trouble, so he went to sue the doctor, and the doctors went, he wanted calf implants.
You ask for them to.
This is what you
Yeah,
get.
seriously.
So,
Oh
all
my
right.
gosh.
So
that's
don't be a
hilarious.
Catwoman, be you.
No, be you.
Be
Don't
you.
do it.
Or a younger you, that's fine, or
Yeah.
a bigger you, whatever you want to do. Coming up next, does Utah have the worst trolls online? We'll find out next.
Did you know you can buy a house with a 600 credit score?
Really?
We have lenders, we have programs, stuff that's come up in the last couple of years. 600.
Wouldn't you have to have like 50% down or something though?
Nope. 3.5%.
Where would you start the process on this?
Well, Fink and McGregor has a website, 4minutemortgage.com. Just go there, fill it out, up and running.
How long until you get back to us?
1 business day. Whole thing takes about a month, start to finish.
Where do you get the down though if you're broke?
It can be a gift from family, relative, significant other, even your work.
Gift, huh?
Yeah.
You know what that makes me wish?
What?
Makes me wish I had friends with money.
Todd and Erin's Morning Stream, brought to you by Black Diamond Experts. Electric, plumbing, heating, and air conditioning. You'll be glad you called an expert. Fink and McGregor, mortgages made simple. Make sure you go to fink-mcgregor.com and try out their 4-minute mortgage program. It's incredibly easy to find out whether you qualify. The Todd and Erin Morning Stream is actually available anytime at gephardtdaily.com. Just click on the Todd and Erin page.
All right, this is unbelievable. I saw this last night, and you know, online when you start with an innocent comment, or you just like, I can't believe this or that or whatever, and then people tear off, and then someone gets on someone, and they run away with the whole thing, and they start calling each other.
Oh, and it's on
names.
your thread.
Yeah.
And you're like, guys.
I got, you know,
It's like someone coming into your home and being like, I hate you.
I'm with the church, and F-bomb drops. And you're like, what? And then they jump on each other. Next thing you know, it's a melee on your thread.
A melee on your thread.
And it's just
Yeah.
and it even happens during like, should I use lard or butter when I'm making?
Yeah.
And then for some reason, some person jumps on and a troll jumps in, and next thing you know, it's a melee.
Well, my best one, the other, I think earlier this week, was I put a lovely little quote from Coco Chanel
Right.
on my on my Facebook saying, "Oh, just do you, cute little quote," and a few people said, "Oh yes, and then someone said, "Oh yes, lovely quote, but you do know she's a bit of a Nazi, don't you?" And I'm like, and so this morning I deleted it because I didn't want people to think I was saying like, "Oh, just be you, be a Nazi," I mean, how difficult. But that was helpful. That was like someone saying, "You've had too much plastic."
This is true. Mm-hmm. And then Tiki Torques are on sale down at Ace Hardware. Don't say that. I can't believe I just did. So trolling. How do we stand up in the country? This is really interesting. This is a study that was done, and they reviewed 2 million authors and posts and stuff, and saw what the toxicity of it was. New Hampshire sits in the middle at 4.7% of trolls. Nasty people sitting there having no life.
In New Hampshire.
Dunkin' Oreos. The red velvet thing.
Red velvet, yeah.
And they're ticked about it. Let's see. Vermont came in right underneath them. Wait, I'm going to tell you what happened to Utah. But it's like that. Those are like the top ones. And Georgia, not doing good. Sharpsburg, this is where they film actually The Walking Dead.
Oh, okay.
Trollers. They hate it. Now Utah, this is a little scary. We fall in the middle of the road. Now don't forget, we have the highest private PC usage in the country.
Really?
Which is like over like Alaska where you're lonely.
Oh, really?
So Utah has the highest percentage of people with computers in their home. And I know that sounds odd now, but 10 years ago, we were like so far ahead of the rest of the country. And also, one of the biggest searches in Utah is porn. It is. I mean, we've got all these great numbers, like we're the #1 female entrepreneurs in the state for the rest of the country, and you're great. And then we have the porn thing.
There's lots of porn.
It's just crazy. Yeah. So anyway.
That's cute.
I'm not sure cute is the right word. So anyway, we've got information coming up with you. We do. All right, and that's brought to you by Fink and McGregor. If you need a mortgage, they can do it. Make it simple. 30 days, done. You do your job, they do theirs. Next thing you know, you have a house. Executive transportation, if you want that fancy pickup at the airport, maybe a special event, maybe a client, they're the people to help you out. And Black Diamond Plumbing, Heating, and Air. If you got a job, give them a call, blackdiamondexpert.com. And here's Daisy. Tell us some stuff that's going on.
Right here, and here's a look at national and world news headlines today, August 23rd on GebhardtDaily.com. A fired-up Donald Trump went into full campaign mode at a rally in Phoenix Monday night, blaming the media for virtually all the problems of his faltering administration, including his botched response to the white supremacist terror attacks in Charlottesville. Trump also accused the media of dividing the country by covering the white supremacist movement. And he went on to say he was preparing to pardon former Arizona Sheriff Joe Arpaio. The 83-year-old Arpaio, who once billed himself the toughest sheriff in America, was recently found guilty of criminal contempt for allowing racial profiling during immigration arrests. The Vice Admiral of U.S. Navy's 7th Fleet is being sacked in the wake of 2 deadly collisions involving U.S. warships in the Pacific. Vice Admiral Joseph Alcoin was set to retire in September, but his exit is now being moved up. 17 U.S. sailors have died in 2 separate collisions this summer. The latest incident took place last week outside Singapore when the USS John McCain collided with an oil tanker. And if the Eclipse didn't motivate you to drive to Idaho, perhaps the next story will. The Powerball jackpot has soared to more than $700 million, the second largest jackpot in U.S. lottery history, and the drawing is tonight. In the event you win, you can take home the $700 million in 30 payments over 29 years, or opt for the lump sum option with a one-time payout of $443.3 million.
I'll take that.
Yeah, some serious walking around money. That's it for now. For more headlines from across the country and around the world, go to GebhardtDaily.com. And what would you do, you guys? Would you take 29 payments or just one lump sum?
I take the lump sum.
Would you?
But Mark Cuban says don't do that. He said because he's afraid you're going to blow it all at once.
That's a lot of money to
Right,
blow
it
all at
is.
once. My worry would be with taking the lots of payments is that what if something happened? Like what if the
I
lottery
think
goes
you
out
I
of
think you can
business or
pass it on.
something?
I think you pass it on to someone.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then they'll have a fight and they'll be killed and put in prison and all that
Right,
stuff.
right.
Are we going to hear from Black Diamond right now? I think we are. Black Diamond, I got to tell you, if you're looking for help, you got to give them a call. They can do everything that you're looking for. They can do plumbing, heating, air, electric. And electric, a lot of people are having older homes, like I have an older home, and I need to get stuff rewired. Well, they're the people who can do it. They're licensed, they're ready to go, and they're ready, and they have insurance, which is really important to have people in your house. And that's what we're talking about. So if you need some more help, just go to blackdiamondexperts.com. All right. So anyway, we sexual discrimination. We kind of suck at it. I don't know if you knew that. They've got information from the civil rights detailing about the investigation that's going on right now at UVU. Now, the 5th Utah college to come under Title 9 investigation. Brigham Young University, University of Utah, Westminster, Dixie State, all these have investigations going on about sexual assault. And you know what? I think that it's come a long way. People are more aware of it now.
Okay,
the rape
right.
culture, the drugs, the consent is huge. I mean, and I think that's kind of spawning that change about like binge drinking with fraternities and sororities, and you're having kids die and stuff. And so you're looking at it now and you're saying, well, this is the evolution. This is where it's going to go.
Right.
Because it's that important. And so all the schools in Utah basically are under investigation, and that's what's going on. And it's a federal investigation, which means that feds can actually take control. And any grants and stuff that you have can be dissolved.
Wow.
Unless you comply.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So there you go. I want to talk right after this about board games for special needs kids, and they're taking them and adapting them. And that's coming up next.
Oh, amazing.
We're brought to you this morning by Executive Transportation. Elegant service, professional style. Go to executiveutah.com. And All Utah Plumbing. Your home deserves the best. 24-hour emergency service at allutahplumbing.com. Did you know you can catch the Todd and Erin morning stream any time of the day or night on Facebook, YouTube, and SoundCloud, and GephardtDaily.com.
All right, so this is kind of a cool story. This is like Tell Me Something Good. Third grader, so basically what's going on is the Mill Creek Elementary School educators are going the extra mile, and what they're doing is for their younger kids who have special needs, maybe it's impairment, eyes, they have sight impairment or whatever, they're taking it and like Chutes and Ladders. Did you have that game?
Yes, except we call it Snakes and Ladders.
Snakes and Ladders?
So do you have, yes, are they snakes or what are they?
No, you kind of move around the valley, and then if you land on it, you can go down a chute.
Yes,
and get ahead?
Yes, I think
Right.
ours is the same, but there's ladders and then there's actual snakes. So the ladders you go up and the snakes you go down.
You slide out on a snake.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
I don't know why,
Yeah.
but that's the way it is.
Candyland? Did you have Candyland growing up?
No.
It's an awesome game.
Candyland is overwhelming to me. It's a bit like too...
Right.
We did have... I loved Uno.
Uno's big.
Loved Uno.
Uno's big.
Ludo.
What's Ludo?
Ludo is kind of like Uno. It's a very simple board game, but I loved it.
You know, my
Monopoly,
my
of course.
friends used to take actual candy and play Candyland, and actually put the candy on top of the suckers.
That's a nice idea, isn't it?
That'll poison your kids. Anyway, what they've been doing is they putting Velcro in the back of the pieces that move, and so they stay. And so the kids, if they have movement issues,
Yes.
they don't shake the board.
Oh.
And if they do, it stays there.
Well, that's just smart.
I
isn't
know.
it? That's just smart in
And how
itself.
cool is it? And you've got kids with like autism and that have some impairments and abilities, they have challenges, they can actually go ahead and now play these games with other kids.
Oh, isn't that brilliant?
And they've adopted them. I just think it's so cool.
That's lovely.
And they've gone the extra mile, and I think, and you know what? It's so sad that they probably paid that for that out of their own pocket, because teachers don't get paid enough.
No.
I got to tell you, ever met a bear? Or seen a bear? Not Yogi the Bear.
I have not seen a bear face to face. I must say, I did come face to face with a moose.
Mooses?
Mooses.
Moose
Not
kill
a bear. I would be so scared.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know what to do if I came face to face with a bear.
Moose kill more people in Alaska than bears do.
Really?
It's not a good thing.
Oh.
They're rather scary.
Yes, they are.
So I'm going to tell you a story about a bear that someone punched in the face.
I was going to say, if I came across a bear, I think all the guidelines of what to do would go straight out of my head. But I must say that my first thought would not be, why don't I punch it in the face?
Yeah.
Would you think that?
Well, a lot of people say you should play dead, and to that the bears go, thank you.
Yeah.
There you are.
Look at her playing dead. That makes it easy.
I'm going to eat that person. British Columbia, so basically the police in Canada, they were telling a story about a 2-year-old was followed into their home by a bear. A 2-year-old came up, got the attention
Oh, good Lord.
of the mother.
Oh, my God, I would be terrified.
And the mother grabbed the kids, and they went into the bathroom and locked it in. The bear came in, walked around, and as bears like to do, they poo all over the place. Going through the cabinets, doing that. Well, they somehow got some noisemakers. They made some noise and got the bear out. And then it started to come back in. One of the neighbors came over, and they were shutting the front door on its head.
As you do.
And the guy reared back and punched the thing in the nose. Punch, like physical contact with the face of a bear.
How did that go?
The bear left. And then started coming back again.
And then started coming back.
It was,
with his face all jacked and like teeth falling out.
It was like Fight Club, you know?
Yeah, and then they got into a big full-on like physical fight, rolling around.
I haven't told you this story. And I'll tell you this story, my encounter with the bear.
Oh, yes, okay.
So Erin and I were up. We had a really tiny little cabin that we redid up in Camas. And so we're sitting there one night, and we have a sliding glass door looking onto the porch, looking on the river. It was really nice. Fold-out bed. The kids are in this one bedroom. And Erin's laying there, and she's watching TV. And she's about this far from the screen door, about this far.
Okay.
All right. And so I hear some noise on the porch. And I've always been really proud of showing her animals and say, there's a hawk, and how cool is that? Here's the deer and the caribou or whatever. And I heard it, and I went, oh, raccoons. How cool would this be?
Yeah.
So I was walking, and I got about halfway to the screen, and I went, oh, there it is. And I noticed it was like kind of high.
Yeah.
And it had round ears.
Oh, gosh.
And it was pushing its snout against the screen and
God.
actually moved the screen in like this. And I'm sitting there, and I'm, I don't know, about 10 feet away from the screen door, and here's my wife, and she's about 2 feet.
Yeah.
Her feet are 2 feet from a bear's mouth. And it's at that moment that you always hope you do the right thing. And immediately, I did the right thing.
What did you do?
I charged the bear with jazz hands. That's what I was told later. I just ran towards the door going,
With
hey,
jazz
like that.
Yeah.
So now I could be a jazz
And
cheerleader.
what did it do?
It ran.
It ran?
Yeah.
And then did it come back and start doing jazz hands with you? No. You went into like a full-on dance routine? That would have been amazing.
Dancing with the Bears.
Yeah.
No, but the true story. But and then,
Gosh, how brave of
but
you.
no, it was just like that. Yeah, gotta do it. And the problem with that is,
Needs must.
yeah, I mean that adrenaline.
Oh,
you know?
yeah.
I'm like the cover of a romance novel at that point. I'm just like,
Did you rip your shirt before you did
should
jazz
have.
hands?
No, but I did this so my hair would move.
Yeah. Oh,
And
amazing.
Erin fell asleep.
I bet you didn't sleep all night.
I didn't sleep, and I went,
Like,
I'm your hero.
yeah.
How
I need to recount this bear attack 25 times.
How about a little
before we
cuddle or
sleep.
something?
Yeah.
I'm your hero. And
Nothing.
Nothing. Not a thing. All right. I want to tell. Did you watch The Eclipse?
Well, I mean, what there was of the eclipse
You were-
in
you
Utah,
were-
I was so underwhelmed. I thought it was going to go dark.
Did you have you had the glasses?
Yeah, Nancy had a pair, so I did put the glasses on, and I saw like the little sort of orange thing.
That was pretty cool.
I was way underwhelmed. I thought it was going to go dark, birds were going to fall out the sky, temperature
Right.
was going to drop, all sorts of crazy things would happen. Jay was in Idaho, so it was a bit. He said it was amazing
Right.
and moving.
We had some family who were up there too, and they said the same thing.
What did you think?
Well, I'm going to show, after we talk about this, I'm going to show you the video. I actually did a time lapse
Ooh, cool.
of downtown, and we'll do that in a second. And it's underwhelming as well, which is a great way to end the show. So before we do that, I want to say, because we're talking about outer space, largest asteroid that NASA has ever tracked is coming to the Earth. And it's going to pass, when is it? September 1st. Now, this is the only picture we have. So I wanted to show you on the board here what we're going to do here.
Oh, the board's coming out. How exciting.
So it's 1.5 miles across.
Would you like me to hold the board?
Yeah, right there's good.
Okay.
So I'm going to draw. So first of all, here's the asteroid. Okay, there's the asteroid, and here's Earth.
Oh, Earth is big,
Okay,
yeah.
yeah, it is.
Looks a bit like a peach,
Doing
too.
this backwards. Does that look like Utah? Am I upside down?
Oh, yeah, that looks just
Is
like
it?
Utah.
Okay, so
yeah.
we're there.
Yeah.
No, we're there.
No, we're kind of up.
Here's a Great
yeah.
Salt Lake.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is basically hurtling towards Earth,
Oh, great.
and when it hits, it'll hit Utah.
It's
like
a
this.
punishment for all the porn we watch, I expect.
Probably that.
It's God's punishment.
And some people didn't pay tithing. So the combo.
it's coming right
it's
for
the
us.
combo of all this. So basically, this is unfortunately it's over here. It's not there.
Yeah.
And it's 4 point. I have dyslexia. 4 million miles. It's gonna miss.
Oh,
So that's like 8 times the distance between here and the moon. So we're safe.
we are safe.
But at some point, we're not going to be.
No, at
So
some point we're not.
And you know what the NASA's come up with? You've seen Armageddon.
I have. Oh, yeah, very scary.
Do you ever
Yeah.
cry? Because men cry at that movie.
I don't think I cried at Armageddon.
Bruce Willis.
Mind you, was it Bruce Willis?
Isn't Bruce Willis who talks to his daughter?
Is that the movie that Don't Want to Miss a Thing song is in? Is
Yes.
that Armageddon? I think I might have cried at that bit because
Yeah.
it's like,
He talks to his daughter and says, "I'm not coming back."
oh yeah, that's sad. Isn't
See,
it?
starts to get me.
It
Starts to get me.
Yeah.
Every guy, if you want to make a guy cry, that's the scene you play, and he will totally lose it.
Oh, and it's that scene where he says to his daughter, "I'm not coming back."
But they're not going to send people to the asteroid. They're using this because it's so big. They're not going to send someone there because NASA has this new thing, and it's called the nudge, which is kind of one of those.
Okay.
So if they get it far enough out,
They can nudge it.
yeah. So yeah, okay. Here you go. So you hold this one.
Okay.
This is Earth.
This is Earth.
This is the asteroid.
That's the asteroid.
Here's the rocket.
Here's the
And
rocket.
so all they want, and this is coming in like this,
Yeah.
and all they're planning to do is come in and nudge it, and if
Yeah.
it takes it off like a half of its trajectory, look at that. See what's happening there? See
Oh,
what?
it's gonna go over the
we're
top.
safe.
Yeah, perfectly fine.
So that's what's going to happen.
Oh, fantastic.
They call it the nudge.
The nudge.
'Cause
I
you think-
like that.
You think atomic blasts and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
No, they're
No,
just going
just-
to.
A little nudge.
Excuse me,
Yeah,
coming
yep,
through.
Yep. Jazz hands.
All right. So the disappointment. I went and I was up by the primary children's hospital, set up a camera, and I'm thinking this is great because I'm learning a lot.
Eclipse, right?
I'm learning a lot
Okay.
from the guys here, you know, and I thought, oh, this is what I'll do, time lapse, because time lapse looks so cool. And so what I did is I set the camera up, and like you said, I'm expecting everything to get like pitch black.
Yeah.
And you know, I mean, you can't see anybody, and you see that, you know, because it got down to like 8% of the sunlight here in Salt Lake.
It didn't go dark at all, though, did it?
Well, I did the time lapse. It's really disappointing. We're going to show this, and I'm going to say goodbye on the Todd and Erin morning stream at GetPartDaily.com. Please be disappointed with us.